Up until this point, we have been on the fence, and James Gunn has actually kind of kept us on the fence about whether or not this new DCU is a complete reboot. We've seen all of the news and updates about Ezra Miller possibly staying on, about Jason Momoa possibly playing two roles, continuing to be Aquaman, but also becoming Superman's villain, Lobo. We've heard back and forth about who's out, who's in, but it's always had the general consensus that it's not a complete reboot. Well, if his buddy, Mr. Batista, Mr. Drax, is to be believed, that's not the case at all. Welcome to the Chaos Multiverse, everybody. Jimmy or Chaos, and today we're going to talk about the DCU, the new DCU, and we should be getting an announcement tomorrow. I think tomorrow's the day we're going to hear about it, so we'll see when you see this video. It looks like it could be pointing to a complete reboot, a clean slate. And this comes from Batista himself, who has literally gone to the Warner Brothers offices in the past, opened the door, and said, I want to play Bane. That was it. He wanted to play Bane. And now the question comes up again, but he has a different mindset with it. He wants to play that character, but at age 54, he doesn't think it's going to work or he can actually do Bane justice because according to him, James Gunn is rebooting the entire DCU, and it's going to be a plan that is more not 3 to 5 years, but 10 to 15, with all new, younger, lesser-known actors to build out a new storied franchise. And that is what he says we are going to get when we get an announcement. Now, whether or not that's true, whether or not James Gunn has told him everything, we don't know that. But Dave Batista thinks it's going to be a complete reboot, and that doesn't bode well for him to get in the physical shape that he would need to get in to play Bane or do that character justice. According to him, it is a fresh, young start from scratch, which is a very, very definitive term when it comes to the new DCU. So the question is, who gets cast? Who are they focusing on? You have to focus on Superman, and James Gunn has already said that the reason Henry Cavill is not coming back is because they're going to go at a younger point in Superman's life. Well, if you're doing that, then it kind of makes sense that you would also have a younger Batman, unless you want to go with the mentor role, which I don't think they're going to do. I think these iconic kind of cornerstone characters, they're going to have to be young, because he has to give them all the room in the world to grow into this if he's actually looking at this decade-longer plan to make this something super, super special. So Batman, Superman, young. Wonder Woman, young. We already have a really, really good vibe that the Green Lantern is going to be a huge part of this, which has been shunned forever. You can assume young. Flash, young. Now, when it comes to Aquaman, who even knows if Aquaman's going to be around in this one, or Cyborg, or any other of the numerous DC characters that we've never seen. Blue Beetle, if he does come over and he's part of this new continuity with his movie, young. The point is, they're going to go with a young, fresh start. And according to Batista, it's not only just a fresh start, it is a clean slate, start from scratch. Here we go. Get rid of all the iconic legendary characters that you know from the Snyderverse or wherever, and we're going to get to know brand new characters, just like we did starting with Hulk and Iron Man and the beginning of the MCU. And me, personally, I think this is absolutely the way to go. Now, I do know there are going to be fans that are going to be worried, and they're going to be nervous, because you attach to these characters, and you can't really kind of open yourself up to seeing things without them, because you have that connection with them for whatever reason. I understand that. But if you can go back, like I said, to the very first Iron Man, and we're like, okay, Robert Downey Jr., this is cool. He knocked it out of the park. And then we got Chris Evans as Captain America. And then we got Chris Hemsworth as Thor. And it all just started to grow on us. And now you look back 10, 12, 13 years later, and you can't imagine those characters being played by anybody else. Well, they had to start somewhere, right? Every one of them. So if you can give the open-mindedness and the clarity to just give it a chance and see what story James and Peter are going to tell with this, with new characters, I promise you, we're going to get attached to those. We're going to be talking about this 5-10 years down the road and be like, you know what? Henry Cavill was Superman. He was an amazing Superman. But this guy, whoever that may be, he's also Superman. And this guy, hey, Robert Pattinson's an awesome Batman. There's been so many iconic Batman characters, right? This guy this is the DCU's Batman. I couldn't imagine it any other way now. And that's just kind of how time tells, but it involves patience. And when you're trying to do something as big as they're doing, it's going to take a lot of patience. So there you go. According to Dave Batista, who is a good friend of James Gunn and could possibly come over as some role in the DCU, it is a just start from scratch, fresh slate, brand new, complete reboot. We'll find out really quick if he's right. I'll see you guys soon.